So moving along with this project, I decided to start on the handle first and then move along to the saw blade itself. So let's just go see what I did. So on this handle, I'm starting out with a 320 extra fine sandpaper. It's a very fine grit and it won't leave any lines or anything like that. On this handle, I noticed some like greasy spots and some dark spots, and so that's kind of the stuff I wanted to get rid of mostly. And so I'm just going around the whole outside edge and the inside of the handle itself. So next I just have a bar, and I'm going to use that same sandpaper to go over the saw itself. Now I don't want to press hard, I don't want to actually ruin the surface, I just want to take off the shine on this saw. And so I'm just lightly going over it, and I'm not going to touch the other side. And another thing, you want to make sure that you're doing the right side. You don't want to be painting the wrong side of the handle and doing all this prep work. So I'm making sure that the handle is in the right place, because remember, I have that decorative handle. I really want that part to show. So now I just want to wipe this off really, really, really good. I don't want any of this dark paint debris to get anywhere. So just wipe it off with a soft cloth. Don't use any water or anything like that, just the cloth itself. That's plenty adequate. And now it's when I touch it, it's kind of dull feeling, so that's what I want. So next I'm laying out some paper here because I'm going to start painting, and just lay it out so that the table is covered. At least I want my table covered. Maybe you don't want yours covered. And laying the saw down. I think you'll be able to see this okay. What I'm using is Liquitex, and this is a heavy-bodied gesso. And I definitely want a really, really good coat of gesso on here, because this is a very extremely dark color. And so I have to make sure that it's going to be covered really well. I'm starting out with just a little chip brush. You know, one of those little inexpensive brushes that you can get from Home Depot or any craft store. And I just want to cover this side of the saw with the gesso. And I'm not being too careful at this point. All I want to do is get it on, get that first coat on. And then I'm going to let this dry completely, at least a half hour, maybe 20 minutes to a half hour. And this shouldn't take you very long at all. So next I'm doing my second coat of gesso, because that first coat did not cover well at all. And notice I also switched over to a foam brush, because that chip brush was leaving too many lines in the paint. And so because I want this smooth, I don't want lines. So I think the foam brush is going to take care of that. Now this is dried, and I can still feel that there is some debris on it, or lines, you know, it's still not covered the way I want it. So I am going to go over this and make a third coat of the gesso. And then I'm going to let that dry completely before I do my next step. So here it is, it's all done now. And right now I'm using butcher paper. You don't have to use butcher paper, you could use whatever kind of paper you like. But I thought this would be great to use for drawing a design. So carefully laying my saw down, making sure that I have the right side covered, or you know, the side I want, what do I want to say? I want to make sure I have the right side up for painting on. And so I do have it. I checked it. and now I'm just folding this paper in and making folds on it so that I can tape it up to the saw. Now, like I said, you don't have to use butcher paper. You could just use any kind of paper you wanted. If you wanted to, you could even just lay out paper and just outline the saw and just paint on the paper itself without the saw. I like the sturdiness of the saw underneath. That's why I'm doing it this way. And plus, I like the butcher paper because I can use different materials on it to draw and be able to erase it or to wipe off the design if I don't like it. So that's a bonus of using butcher paper. So now I have this covered. It looks good. So next I want to double check my saws. You can feel the little holes here, and that's how you can check and make sure that you have the right side up. You definitely don't want to be drawing on the wrong side and then have to do all that work all over again. So I'm starting out with just this one. This is just what they call, is it magic eraser, I think? It's just a dry eraser. I think that's what it is. It's a dry eraser. And now this is not the design I'm going to be using, but I just wanted to show you what you could do with this. So I just drew a horizon line, and then in the background, a few mountains and whatnot, and I want to put a building in here. I'm not sure yet. I've been going back and forth on what to do. But for right now, just for drawing purposes, let's just do a little cabin right here. Just a quick little cabin. And just can be water in the front, or a road, or a pathway, or whatever. Anyway, I just drew out a simple little design just to get started. So now I want to make sure before I start my permanent design, I want to know where that handle is going to be and how far out onto the paper it's going to be. So I'm just drawing outline of the saw handle itself. That'll give me a better perspective of what I want to really draw. And I think that is all for that one. So this is the other saw, and it's all prepped and ready to go. And so what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to give it to my sister, and hopefully she will find something absolutely delightful to paint on it. So anyway, well, keep checking in, and I'll be back when I start the actual painting. See you later. Bye.